Hi, so my name is Rohit Navinchand Kantpal. I am a final year student at Silver Oak College of Engineering and Technology. It is situated in Gujarat, Ahmedabad. So I'm pursuing my Bachelor's of Technology degree in the field of Computer Science and Technology with specialization in cybersecurity here. So today this video presentation is about a project that I created in an internship as a full stack developer intern at WebStack Academy, which is located in Chennai. This internship provided a structured and intensive learning path into the MERN stack journey of mine basically, and I'm excited to showcase the application. It is not a very uh, high-end application, but it is a full stack hotel booking platform named HomelyHub. This video presentation will cover the project's overview, goals, and the technical execution using the skills I acquired during this training of mine at WSA Chennai. It was a remote internship of duration 1 month. So let us proceed with the PPT showcasing right now. Okay, I will guide you through it.
Let us begin with the presentation. So this is the overview of the project. The project name is HomelyHub, and it is a full stack web application, as you can see here in the description, for hotel booking inspired by Airbnb. Users can browse properties, search filter listings, book stays, manage bookings, and list their own properties also. The duration was of 1 month, and the role for this internship was full stack developer intern. The key outcome during this internship was to develop a functional MERN stack app with payment integration, image storage, and user authentication. Let us go forward. So, the main goals of building this application was to learn full stack development, to gather hands-on experience in front-end and back-end technologies related to MERN stack as of now. Second goal was to implement real-world features like authentication, booking, and payments. Then, to understand MERN stack, how MongoDB queries are written, how efficiently we can make them, how we make a server using Express.js and create routes in it. Also, we learned during this Express backend part that how authentication of a user is done properly in an application. Then there is React.js, on which we made the front end with animations also. We will talk about front end technologies that were used in the project later. Then there was Node.js, which is intermediary library, which makes the connection between native code and the code we write in JavaScript. So the code we write in JavaScript is converted into the native code of the browser through Node.js. It gives us a runtime environment to create applications and make them work. Then we learned project management, how project is managed, and basically how version control, deployment, and storing of a project is done properly in industrial grounds. At last, there was soft skills that we learned, like how debugging is done, how collaboration is done, how mentor to mentor talk is done regarding any problem that is occurring, how we solve our bugs in a industrial environment by listing it as a ticket and all. That was also a part of this internship through an LMS that was provided by WSA Chennai. Let's go forward. So the requirements for this project were, the functional requirements included user registration and logging with JWT and authentication. JWT is JSON Web Token Authentication. Then there was proper property listing with image uploads, because you can't store image links or image PNG or JPG files inside MongoDB. You have to include a secondary service and add it in your project. So that was also a very crucial requirement of the project. Then there was searching and filtering properties by location, price, and type. This was also a very crucial feature. At last, booking systems with payment history and management. Then, what were the non-functional requirements? Responsive UI and animation. Basically, functional requirements mean what functionalities or features are provided in the website, and non-functional means how user experience is provided by a web application. So, there was a responsive UI with animations, basically for mobile and larger screens also, both. Secure handling of data like passwords and payments. In at last, scalable architecture for future enhancements. The technologies enforced in this project were MERN Redux toolkit, which is also responsible for managing all the value changes dynamically in an application in the front end. Then GSAP is there for animations, ImageGet for this part, the image uploading part, and Mailtrap is to send emails to the user when they are trying to log in with their email ID or doing a sign up. Let us move forward. Yeah, so regarding the system and design of this application, so front-end design included React, which is a component-based library basically, and router for navigation in the website. Then for state management, we used a Redux toolkit, and for animation, we used GSAP for smoother interactions. Although we didn't do any hefty work in the animations, but a good amount of experience-related work was done during the creation of this project. Then in the backend design, the system we created were API endpoints and an authentication middleware, which authenticated all the requests that were made to the server. For database, we used MongoDB with Mongoose models for users, accommodations, and billings also. Then the integrations we made were a mock payment system for bookings. We were going to add Razorpay or any other kind of payment integration, but for this project, we just created a mock payment system that also provides same feeling, but it is not much functional as of now. And ImageKit was used for storing images, and Mailtrap for images that I told you earlier. The data flow was front-end fetches data via API calls, backend handles logic, database interactions, and external services. All of like a client-server model. It was a client-server model based application, in which there is a client which is made on React and Redux, and the server is made with Express.js, Node.js, and MongoDB, the backend technologies. And the interaction between them made our website or web application functional here, in this case, basically. Let's move to Let's move to the next slide. Yeah. So, what is the MERN that we are talking throughout this project? MERN is a full-stack development stack, basically. It involves building both client-side UI UX and server-side logic and databases of a web application. It requires knowledge of front-end technologies like HTML, CSS, and other JavaScript libraries like React or Angular, but for MERN, it is React. And for backend, there were servers, DBS, databases, and APIs, which are included in the creation. If you're using MERN stack as your primary stack for an web application. Then MERN, what is the full form or what technologies are included in MERN stack? It is MongoDB for database requirement, and it is a NoSQL database, which means it saves values in key pair module and not in a tabular form. Then Express.js is a web framework for Node.js to build APIs, basically to build a server. Then React.js is a library that is used to create dynamic user interfaces, which means it also is used to create one-page applications. Then at last, Node.js, which is a runtime for server-side JavaScript. It enables JavaScript to be converted into native code that is usable or functional on any browser. as of now. This is the knowledge that I have regarding Node.js. Then why MERN? Because MERN is totally based on JavaScript, because all the libraries are of JavaScript, and JavaScript is a very good language to create websites or do development in a very simple, scalable and community supported manner. Because JavaScript also a very popular and high, I think the topmost language used in creating applications as of now. Yeah, let's go forward. Yeah. So how we created the front end? So we used Vue, which is a kind of, you can say, project starter, and it is used to do fast development. It gives you a structure to create front end basically. Like folders are created and a file folder structure is given to you, and you can also include what technologies you are going to use in the project using Vue, so that it creates prerequisites for you already, and you can do or create project on above of them, on above of that already created file structure. Basically, it gives you a framework to work on. The key components of this front-end execution part were login and registration forms, property cards, the home section, booking models. Booking models means when a separate page for each property basically, and a dashboard which shows your user account and your billing history. Then the state was handled using Redux slices, the auth, properties and booking. Then API integration and API interactions were managed using Add-Ons for CRUD operations with the backend. At last, responsive designs were made with custom CSS and GSAP animations to give a smoother experience to the user. Let's go towards the backend execution part of the application. Yeah. So in the backend execution, we set up a server using Express.js and created a middleware for cores basically to check which the requests are made from the client application only and not from any other application. Basically from the front end only, not any other application, to kind of steal data or do any mishaps with the backend. Then we added cookies and error handling also. Cookies helps us to keep a persistent login and persistent temporary data storage within an application. It is stored on client side, but you have to send it in a response from the backend. That is how it is stored in the client side. If you don't send it, no data will be saved in the client side. Yeah. The routes we created. Routes basically means the endpoints on which the client side and the front end interacts with. So the routes that were created were auth, properties, basically CRUD operation. Properties means the listings, the accommodations that were listed. Every operation regarding them, like creating them, deleting them, or doing anything with them, updates and all. And at last, bookings, to create and view what you booked or what you are booking. Then controllers were there to handle requests, validate data, and interact with models, database models. Utilities were JWT helpers, which is a token that is sent in the cookies, so to create a persistent or verify a user during a request and response chain between the front end and back end. Then a mock payment system was also made. Then image kit uploads and email sending was also done, and utilities in the backend. At last, we have database in which we created schemas for user, properties and bookings with relationships, like which bookings are of which users, or which properties are listed under which users, which is also a very crucial part in MongoDB. And learning that is also very important, because MongoDB is not based on a tabular form. So this relationship management is also very hefty task to do in MongoDB basically. Let's go further. Okay, add-ons executions mean the integration that we added additionally to the project basically. So it includes simulating payment flow without real transactions, because as of now we are not doing any real transaction through the application, but it gives the user a experience of real transactions. Okay. Then checkout sessions creates a mock order with ID and details. Basically, when you do a transaction in the application, it creates a mock order with ID and details that are listed under your user ID, basically, through the MongoDB relations that we talked earlier. Then payments, and this all part is related to the transaction thing. Then frontend shows payment details and confirmation model experience. Basically, the response we get from this is shown here in a very smooth manner so that the user experience is good. Yeah, this is all seen. We'll talk about this. ImageKit, it is a cloud storage which is pretty good at storing images and providing us a URL that is stored in the MongoDB database. And then we kind of retrieved the image of properties through that link itself, because MongoDB can't store images directly. At last, we have MailTrap, which is an email notification system for bookings. It is also a third-party integration that we have made in the application. Let's go forward. Yeah, now regarding the technology, so frontend includes React, Redux Toolkit, Vite, Axios, GSAP, and CSS3 that I talked about earlier. Same goes with the backend Node.js Express, MongoDB, and Mongo. MongoDB is a database that you used, and Mongo is the DBMS kind of thing, because MongoDB is the main storage, and to interact with the storage we use Mongoose. Okay, now let's go further. Integration, basically the same thing that I talked about earlier. Then tools include Git and GitHub also. I use GitHub also. And NPM means Node Package Manager for package management, basically installing and deleting or running the application. Now next, what skills and learnings I get from by building this project. Technical skills, I got to know how multi applications are built, how APIs are secured and developed, state management, and creating a mock integration system also. About the payment, other two are working. Yeah, then I learned about best practices, like how code should be organized in the file structure in the client side and the server side both. Then error handling, how error handling is done for different errors, security of APIs and calls. Then problem solving included debugging complex issues like regarding state management or server side issues like issues regarding routes or controllers. Yeah, and optimizing the performance by only providing data. Like one of the example that I can give is not sending all the data using Mongoose, only sending the asked data and what is authorized for the user to access. Because if you provide all the data and send all of it to the user, then what will happen? There can be a chance of broken access control in the application. At last, soft skills like time management, how to create project in a given time, documentation, and collaborative coding with different people and in the community, asking questions, having doubts. Yeah, these were all the soft skills that I acquired. Now let's go further. Yeah, so the conclusion of this was I successfully built HomelyHub as an intern at WebStack Academy and demonstrating my full stack application capabilities with real world features, including a simulated payment system also. What I learned was a practical experience in modern web development, and I also learned to integrate third-party services like ImageKit and MailTrap ready for professional project. Yeah, some future enhancements that I think can be done to the project is to integrate a real payment gateway like Paytm, credit card, or any kind of like a Razor Pay also, and an admin panel to manage or authorize people according to their designation, like a proper hierarchical system, and a mobile application also, like a PWD, etc. Yeah, so if you have any questions regarding the project, because this is my first ever video on YouTube and I have tried to talk in English, so you might have found me a little bit nervous, and I am. So I'm really sorry about that. So if you have any questions regarding the project, you can ask me in the comment section. Although I'm not much active on YouTube, because this is just for the internship. Okay, thank you. Yeah, now we will look into the code and a live demonstration of the project. Okay. Yeah. So as you can see on the screen, this is a code regarding the project. Sorry, some folders are open. Yeah, so we'll go one by one. Not one by one, just I'm going to give you a context regarding the project. So these are the controllers. Controllers are what we are doing with the request coming. Like if a request is regarding authentication, then it is passed to this. See, there is a signing that the JW token, we check about it or return it if it is asked. Then there are other functions that verifies or authenticates the user. See, sign up is there, login is there. So there are multiple things for different types of requests. If a request is for logging, then only this function will be run, and the request of the user will go through this function. And similar to other functions also, like log out or sign up. So this is for authentication. Then this is for booking an property or booking a hotel for yourself. And this is for basically property. And similarly, other things are there. See, models. Models include how your database, how your Mongoose database or MongoDB will store schema basically. Schema means how the database, how will the database store your data regarding, if the data is regarding booking, then see what will be stored. The property name, property ID basically, and all. Object ID will be stored, user object ID will be stored, price of the booking will be stored, when it was created, is it paid or not, from which date to which date, these all things will be stored. And similar things happen with the property model and the user model also. Then there comes the routes basically. Routes are kind of where we want to guide the request. If the request only includes this, if the URL only includes this section, then this command will run and this function will run, get user booking. And see, we are getting these functions from the controller itself. Okay. So the routes basically guide the request towards the controller, and then the controller sends the response to the user. So this is how MERN stack application works. This all go see, we are using Express here to create the router basically. Okay. So this is how other routes also work. User routes are there, sign up, login, log out, updating and all. Then these are utility features like API features regarding basically, as you can see, property types, room types, amenities, what the room provides. Yeah, so these are all the utility section. Then next comes DBMSC. This is Mongoose. Mongoose helps us to connect with the database that we have created. I use MongoDB Atlas. Yeah, and this is process.env. And this means basically getting your credentials are stored on your local machine, but if you deploy, then it will be stored on your deployed service like Netlify or cloud, any type of cloud. And from there it will retrieve the MongoDB URI or any other kind of data that you don't want to showcase in the local project or the project that you post on GitHub. This creates a very secure environment for to secure the developer credentials or the company credentials. Okay, this is the ImageKit.io project, I think, and see here how we are managing it. .env is used to retrieve the data from the local files like .env here, as you can see this part. Okay. Then this is package.json. This includes all the packages that we are going to use in this project. So as you can see, Bcrypt, it is used to create basically tokens which verify the user. Basically, when you do sign up, then Bcrypt and JSON web token creates a token for your ID, and then that token is stored in the cookies. And whenever you try to visit the website, if that token is in your cookies, then you will be automatically authenticated. Okay, so you don't have to do login again and again. Course is you will know about course. Please do research about them. I'm not going to explain each of them here. Okay, most of all of these are only for backend. As you can see, this is a backend folder, so these are all for backend only. Now we will look into the front-end folder. So this is a front-end folder, and these are the modules. Don't ever open this folder because it includes all the modules that you install on the machine, and it has also some pre-installed modules. So it is a very huge file. Public means basically assets and all, the images and all that is stored. Yeah, here. So in the source folder, we see components, and different components are made for different sections of an application. For let's say accommodation. So this is industry standard, as you can see. Everything is sorted out. For accommodations, you can see accommodation files are here. All the things like address field, amenities field, images uploading thing. Regarding the accommodation are here. Then for the home page, we have filter model, footer of the page, header of the page. Because React is a component-based thing, so these are kind of repeatable components. We can use these components again and again in different files. Let's say if I open this file, you can see we are importing the components here, and then we are using them. Okay. So this is why React is good. React creates reusable functions, reusable components, which can be used throughout the application wherever you want. You don't have to create them again and again. Yeah, these are all the functions. This is CSS, all the CSS regarding the project, like for accommodation page, for booking details page, for filter model, and all. Now this is store. This store is for Redux toolkit thing. And here also you can see one thing is action, like what we want to do, and one thing is slice, how data will be managed. So these are the two things that Redux requires for it to work properly. This is basically for dynamic data change. If any value changes, then this is called, if this kind of data is required, like if accommodation is created, then these all things happen, and then changes are done on the front end part. Okay. We can also use props. Props basically means to send data from one component to another component, but that creates a prop chain, and handling that prop chain can be really tedious task. That is why we use Redux, or there is one more, Thunder or something like that is also used. Then Axios is basically to kind of, do conversation or do response and request and response thing from front end and back end. So here Vite API base URL means the URL of our server. Okay. And in a Vite application, if you create a application using Vite, you have to include this part, Vite _ thing. Otherwise, it will not use the value saved in your env file. Okay. Yeah, I can show this env file. So this is how your data is saved in an env file. This is a name. The basically key value kind of thing is this. This is a key value kind of thing. So this is a key, and this is the value. And as you can see, we are using port number 9901 to basically run our port. Okay. Now let's move forward. This is a main file, the main.jsx and index.html. This is where our application runs in this root. This root div includes all our components basically. And in React, components are rendered. So when you open an application, and wherever page you are, basically I will show you in the app.js. Yeah, you can see here. See, roots are there. So according to the root on you are, like basically I will show you later on. So on wherever root you are, according to that only, wait a minute. Okay, fine. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. So according to the root of your, according to your destination, the page will be rendered. If you are on a login path, then login page will be rendered or a login component will be rendered. So this is how React does the one page application kind of thing. Okay. This means if there is a user, then only payment section will be stored. If there is no user, then we will navigate the user to the login. Basically the one who is operating. User means if a person is logged in, then only payment section will be shown. Other than the otherwise we will navigate them to login. So these are the small things that make React a very good library for creating applications. Okay. Yeah. So similarly for backend, there are front-end packages also like React Router DOM, React Redux, React Leaflet, and all very huge listed there. You can search from there for them one by one and read about them. Most of them are easy, but you can learn. So these are all the things we learned during this internship, during the creation of this project. You saw how big was this project, and how well it is managed. Like every component have its folder and all. So this is what happens when you go through a very good set of kind of internship basically. Git ignore file includes what should not be stored in the GitHub. GitHub is an online store to store your code files basically. Other files can also be stored, but it is used by developers mainly. So files like .env, which includes credentials, like here it does not, but in backend it does. So we don't want this to be shown in public, so we exclude it. Basically you can see .env, we exclude it, so Git ignores it and doesn't count it as a file in the project only. Okay. Yeah, and this is a readme file. It is not much important thing. And yeah, this is it. Now we will run the project. We'll increase the size of it. So for running it, we are, as you can see, we are on the front-end directory. Now we will do npm run dev. Yeah, okay, and we have to run the backend also. npm run dev. For backend, you have to wait a little bit because there are many functionalities or many services included. So those services will start one by one. Yeah, you can see backend is running. This is the front end location, and this is on which the backend is running, and MongoDB is connected actually. Okay, now we will go through the live demonstration of the application. Wait a minute, I will change the screen right. Okay, let's see. So this is the HomelyHub application. This is a demo. I know this is not a very beautiful website or very huge application, but yeah, this is a very good application to learn about MERN stack, I would say. See, this is a filter bar, basically the search bar, in which you can filter things by location. I will show you. Let's say I type Ladakh, and see the hotels listed in Ladakh are showing here. I'll show you inside of it also. Let's see. Here you can see the name of the hotel, the location it is located in, the images, and there are multiple images. You can just click here and see them. Then below you have the description of the application, the max amount of guests that can stay in the application. Then these are the amenities. Basically, amenities means what the hotel provides. So you can see Wi-Fi is there, free parking is there, and TV is there. Then this is the location of the hotel. Basically, see, it is located in Ladakh. We are using Leaflet library to do this stuff. You can learn about it. It is a very beautiful open source library. Okay, and this is extra info about the hotel, basically like check-in time, check-out time, and all. Okay, and yeah, so let us think 10 guests are coming, and my name is Rohit Naveen Chandra Kandpal. Phone number is sent by sorry, no personal details. So as of now, we are just going to use 999 Okay. See, if I would have been logged in before, this screen would not be visible to me. I would have been directly shown the payment screen. But as I told you, if the user is not logged in, you will be redirected or navigated to the login screen. And I have already made an account of myself. I will log in myself. See, the backend authenticates myself and I am logged in. Then I will go again here. Then I will do this 10 guests. My name is Rohit. Let's not waste time here. Then here will be 999 000 999 Okay. Booking this place. Here it is. Alright, just come like that. Alright. Oh, sorry. I forgot to add the starting date and ending date basically. Okay, let's say 5 days after visit. Yeah, see. It works. I was a little bit scared right now. I thought it is not working, but yeah, it is. Rohit and 999900991. Okay. As you can see, according to the per night price, the booking amount is coming on. Then okay, see what was the check-in time. Check-in date was 6 today, and checkout date is 4 days after. So 10 guests and 4 nights, we are going to pay 16,000 rupees. Yeah, okay. Proceed to payment. See, this comes. This is a payment gateway basically. Okay, now confirm payment. See, payment successful, and you can see here my booking is done. This is a previous booking that I had done before, and this is some UI things are there that I want to improve, but other than that, it works pretty fine. Now let's see the details of our booking. So this is our booking details. Where it was booked, it is booked for 6th to 10th of November for 4 nights, and the price was this. Nice. So this was it, and I will show you something. Yeah, the account regarding the account. I have made some UI changes myself, apart from how the project was made in the internship. But internship taught me a lot, like how all this, like you saw, CRUD operations. These are basically CRUD operations, creating, and I will show you how it is done. Wait a minute. Yeah, see. You can edit your details, also choose your avatar, basically, image and all. And oh no, it's fine. It will be a problem. My accommodation. Here you can add your accommodation also, like the title, address of the accommodation, then images, then description of the accommodation, and property type, basically like which type of property you have, and amenities basically, and extra information regarding the location. So this is the creation CRUD, basically from the CRUD operation. This is the creation operation. Then you can say this is the update operation, this one, and create, read, update, delete. Okay, yeah, read is basically this. The images we are getting here, these are from ImageKit. the URL. You can go on image in new tab. You can see, yeah, you can see here in the URL, image free pick is showing here. This is coming from the API named free pick website. Okay. But when you will create an account and you will upload your hotel images, they will show the image sheet URL there. Okay. And at last, let us look one more thing. This is the filter thing that you can do. It is the UI is a little bit janky. I don't know why it is something like that. Okay, I will resolve that. Okay. But I will show the using of it. As you can see, room type, if you have entire home or let's say washing machine, you want washing machine, and then you will see apply filter. So the location having washing machine will be shown to you. See, we will go here, and the amenities, we have a washing machine. So the filter model is also working. Sorry for that. Yeah, so this was the project, and I just want to thank you for watching the video till this point, and we'll meet again. Bye bye.